So yeah, wrap up this corner because as I'm working, this is always moving. I don't want it to rub against my beautiful suede lining that I've worked so hard at. Yeah, and I've worked so hard at it. So yeah, starting my stitch. I see a lot of makers out there, they'll put rivets on these stress points, right? The stress points would be here. Any stress points where you're opening up the bag. And that's fine. Rivets are fine, and rivets are strong. I use them sometimes, usually not on the stress points, just because I don't like the way they look over there, especially with a briefcase like this. I double stitch my stress points, and I do another method that I'm not going to put out there on the stress points that secure it. The stitching alone is more than enough strength for that stress point. It's not needed. If you rivet it as well, I think it's overkill, and it just doesn't look good. Maybe on a more rustic bag, you put those rivets, and even those copper rivets where you're hammering, those, forget it. Those are nice and they're strong, but I don't have any around me. I rarely use those, and they're good for more rustic type bags. It's basically a copper rivet. You put the washer in, and the maker hammers the end down to it. It's nice and smooth. It's an old school way. That's probably the original way they were binding bags and leather items with those rivets. But there's better, cleaner ways to do it. I think stitch alone is a great alternative where I'm using strong nylon thread here that's bounded. I've tested this thread on this stuff, and it's lasted just as much as a rivet bind would last. So I'm completely, I believe in the stitch more than enough. I should say the correct stitch more than enough. Like I said in the previous episode, you can screw up a hand stitch, and then then I would say, yeah, use rivets. Easier, cleaner. You know, it's metal. It's got a good bond. Then I would say, yeah. And that is the reason why a lot of makers would use the rivets. It's an easy way. It's quick. Boom. Just put the rivet on. It's there. You know it's secure. As long as you put it on correctly, because there is an incorrect way to put on install the rivets, and you're good. I think if it's a rustic bag, it's fine. It's like I said, it's the easier way. You're not going to stitch it, especially if you're on a machine as well. You can't do what I'm doing on a machine. So you'll make the bag out of with a machine, and then you'll take these points, these stress points right here, wherever. And you put some rivets on it, and you're done, and you got a nice, durable bag that looks the way it looks. I don't know what to tell you. I do use rivets, just not on a briefcase like this. Not on a briefcase where a customer needs it, and he's wearing a suit, and he needs a high-end item. No way. Definitely not those copper rivets. No way.